Welcome to today's section. So this week our main focus is auto layout, constraint and component, and we have already discussed auto layout in the last section. Today we are moving to constraint. And what is constraint? Constraint is ensuring elements adjust properly on different screen sizes. So, and I will still discuss, because the definition will always look the same. So we have already discussed auto layout on Wednesday, whereby we practice and we use everything we have here in the property in the design section, and this is the properties and everything we have for auto layout. So today we are moving to constraint. Now firstly, before we go deep down much, so let's understand this section we have under the design panel. So this section, this is the constraint section, where we have center, we have scale, we have center, right, left, right, center, scale and the likes, and we have top and bottom, everything here. So how do we use this and when do we use it? So when to use what, when to use left, when to use top, when to use right, and when to use any of these things. So now let me quickly create a frame. Okay, then let's have a rectangle here, and then let's have a circle. Now let's turn this into a component. There is a reason for that. Let's just make this a component. For those that are already following since the first week of this class, we already know what a component is, so I don't want to waste more time on that, although I'll still explain properly. So you can see real-time adjustment and the meaning of constraint. If I take this thing down, this thing doesn't respond. Okay, and if I take it to this side, it doesn't respond. So we have this is aligned to the top and left. Then if we change it to left and right, as you can see, then we have something from here. Immediately we adjust. Okay, then we have this is not responding, so let's do an adjustment to that as well. The very circle we have it here, then let's make it bottom and right. Bottom. Okay, then I will make it be at the right side. All right, this particular thing is responsive. As you can see, the movement, this is responsive. Okay, let me change this inner thing to scale. We have left and right, we have center. We can place it at the center. If you place this at the center, let's see what will happen. You see that there is this will always be at the center. Let me increase this so that you can see clearly. You see the size doesn't increase. We have the same size we have in here, and we always be at the center. That's what makes something to be at the center. I think this is cool. So left and right, we maintain the amount of space we have at the edge. If this space is having, let me check, and this frame is having 68, 68, and this also should be having the 868. No matter the length we increase it, it will be having 68, 60. That's left and right. But at the center, that thing will remain at that particular size. If this is, the width is 530, if I change this to be at the center, the width will remain at 530 no matter where I increase that thing. Instead of the object to be stretching, the object won't stretch. The radius at the end will be the one to be increasing. So that's about that. And there's one thing which we call scale. So we will likely see the difference. We have used scale now. I've used scale, and let me do something. You see, it's almost the same thing with left and right, but there is a little difference. So let me use another, and let me have a rectangle inside. Okay, let's make the rectangle, let's use another color. Now turn this into a component. Alright, then let's have duplicate and duplicate. So let me just quickly do another explanation of component for the sake of probably you are watching this for the first time. If you have something as a component, let me change this to left and right. So whatever changes we make to that thing will be reflecting on all other instances. Or you see, immediately I'm adjusting. This is the essence of a component. So you making something to be a component, immediately you make changes in the master component, every other instances will change. So immediately I'm changing the direction, everything is changing. So that's the benefit of a component. Okay, so with this, now let me delete one. Let me change the color of this so that we can, black one will be for scale. Okay, now this is already set to left and right. and this, let me set this to scale. Okay, so the one at the blue is scale. Let me give it a label so that we can remember. So this is left and right, and this is scale. Now if I decided to increase this to, now let me increase, when this thing begins to stretch, there is a difference between the one with left and right and the one with scale. So the one with left and right will maintain, as I've explained earlier, if you're having 68 pixels at this very end, it will remain 68 pixels no matter where you keep stretching it to. But if this thing is having, from our original design, we're having the length of this thing to be 80 inside, having 20% to the edge. If you increase this to 200, then instead of having 20%, that would be 20% the total length of this. If the total length is 100 and we're having a rectangle of 80 inside, we're having 10 at the edge. So if you increase this to 200, you will still be having the 20% space, which then will make this to be 20 here, 20 instead of 10. So I hope you understand that. So that's the difference between scale and left and right. Okay, so that is constraint. So I've explained everything we have here. We have the horizontal, we have the left, we have the top, and here's another thing that confuse a lot of students. We have frame and we have group. Everything almost look the same if guess not taken, but there are some properties that we not find when you are using frame and you are using constraint. So why should we use frame in Figma, or why frame? So with frame we have the ability to use constraint. Okay, we